Sri, you know, when I requested this interview, I was told I'd be speaking to you and that we'd also be joined by Nawazuddin Siddiqui and Akshay Khanna, who are your co-stars in this film. But I actually requested that for this interview, it should be just you and me. And they told me, sure, but you know, she's very shy. She doesn't give long interviews. She barely talks. I said, I know. She's known me for many years. She's comfortable with me. I'm going to try to get her to say more than she normally does. So now it's my Izzat ka sawal. You have to,
God.
you have to help me. See, the fact that you are a extremely private person, that's no secret. But your co-star, Akshay Khanna, has gone on to say that you're an ultra non-communicator. He says it's very difficult to be friends with her, but he understands and he totally relates to it because he's like that as well.
I agree with him.
Now, Nawazuddin Siddiqui, your other co-star in this film, is also no great talker. So this was a very quiet set.
Yeah, but most of the time I think director Ravi, yeah, he used to talk a lot.
See, when you did English Winglish, you were returning to films after 15 years. You were, you know, during that time you had raised two lovely daughters, you'd had your rest and relaxation, because of course you'd been working almost non-stop since you were a child. But when English Winglish came out, you said that you had had your rest, the girls were grown up now, and that you were looking forward to doing more movies. And still, it's taken 4.5 years between English Winglish and Mom. I know you did one Tamil film 2 years ago, but why such long gaps between movies?
It's not a conscious decision at all. Moreover, the subject of Mom was finalized in 2014, and since then I was a part of the project, and it took time to put everything together. Then finally we rolled in 2016. So it's only 2 years.
Okay.
No?
But more films, you don't need to focus only on one at a time.
Well, I don't want to do a film just sake of doing it.
Right.
I wanted to enjoy. So that's why.
Okay, okay. Now, this is apparently your 300th film. Now, I know that you don't think of yourself as a veteran. You've said that you feel like you're almost starting out, but it is a great career. You know, do you find that when people talk about it, talk about this number, is 300 really just a number? I mean, when people talk about it, does your career flash before your eyes? You know, all the great movies, does it kind of take you back to all the amazing work that you've done?
Well, it's like a dream. And when you all say this, so all of a sudden I started thinking that, isn't it? Is it really 300 movies I did? Well, I'm grateful to my fans, my directors, my producers, my co-stars. I mean, I would have not reached here without them.
But do you ever pat yourself on the back and say, well done? I mean, you know, I worked hard. I did some great movies.
Still time for that, I think.
No, you're a hard critic of your own. I mean,
well, usually I don't get satisfied that easily.
Now, Nawazuddin Siddiqui says you're one of the actors that he studied very closely when he was training to be an actor at the NSD. He says you brought nuance and depth and detail to commercial films in the 80s, and that's not usually what one found in performances, or certainly in the films of the 80s. Isn't that true? I mean, you don't use words like depth and detail when you're talking about those films normally.
It's coming from such a great actor. I'm really honored. But these things, I don't know. But I'm a huge admirer of Nawazuddin, and he's a great actor and a gifted actor. I really have so much respect for him as an actor. And it's really great working with him in this movie.
Had you seen his work before you all started working on Mom?
Yeah, of course, many films. As I told you, I'm a huge admirer of him. I watched, I think, almost all his movies.
You know, what's it like when you're on set, when you're doing a scene with another good actor? Does that make you raise your game? Does that keep you on your toes? Is that always good when you're acting opposite another really fine actor?
I was really looking forward to seeing his off-screen. What does he do? How he prepares himself. I was really very curious to see that. But amazing. He's such a great actor. He was so quiet, so calm, and within himself, even while preparing. Once the camera is on, he's like unbelievable.
Bonnie Kapoor, the film's producer and your husband, of course, says you disconnected from your routine while making this movie. You completely immersed yourself into this role. He says you barely spoke to him for about 3 months during the making of this film. What is it about this role or this film that affected you so deeply?
Being a mother, it really helped me to understand the character's emotions better. And I could feel that what Devaki, my role, was going through. What is in her mind, what she is thinking. So it really helped me because I'm a mother myself. I know what happens when you're in this kind of a situation.
Actually, that wasn't your usual approach to work, wasn't it? I mean, back in the day, you were famously known as switch on, switch off actress. I mean, I've seen it. I've been on the set and I've seen that one moment you're in a corner, you know, quietly sitting in the corner. Next moment the director says action and you just come alive. So this one you really got into, huh?
Well, I don't know how. Because maybe because I'm being a mother, it really affected me to go through that. And I didn't want to look fresh in the movie. I didn't want to glowing skin.
Yeah.
I need to look really low and, you know, maybe subconsciously I couldn't react with people who are close to me. I kept distance. I still didn't know why.
Has your process, Sri, as an actress changed over the years? Does different roles require a different kind of preparation?
You know, I'm a director's actor.
You've always said
I don't
that.
sit and prepare myself. Of course, I read script many times and try to put myself in my character's shoes as much as possible. But I'm a director's actor, so I follow him blindly and I respect his vision. And Ravi is very calm and quiet and very easy to work with director. And he was so passionate about this subject, which made everybody's job so easy.
But I also feel you're being very modest. I mean, all directors have said, every director that you've worked with, I've spoken to Yash Ji about this, I've spoken to so many filmmakers, and they all say that, of course, you're a director's actress, and of course, you follow their vision, but you bring way more than what is on the page. And that's true. A film like Chalbaz, for example, I mean, I would imagine that film specifically must have been hard because especially that one character where, you know, the bubbly one, the one who doesn't stop talking. I mean, so far removed from who you are. I mean, it's hard to get a few words out of you normally.
I'm at home like that.
Okay.
Nobody will believe. And my family members, they call me a joker.
Really?
So I'm all the time joking and doing stuff kind of a thing. Maybe that's what me being funny.
Okay, okay. Now, I know you've been asked about Bahubali and why you didn't play that Sivagami role, which, of course, Ramya Krishna went on to play. You very politely said that it's not nice to talk about something that you decided not to do. So I'm not going to ask you about that. What I will ask you is, did you see the film? Were you curious to see how the role shaped up?
No, to be honest, no, I didn't see the movie. But I would like to talk about this because I decided maybe I'll talk about this in Hyderabad. Because it's become a big issue where people are talking and imagining things.
As to why you may have said no.
I have my own reasons.
Of course.
And first of all, I didn't, you know, part 1 ho gaya, part 2 bhi ban gaya.
Ab pooch rahe hain.
Ab pooch rahe hain. There are many films I refused.
Of course.
Why they're not talking about it?
Right.
So why only this film? मैं वहाँ जाके बात कर रही हूँ.
Okay, okay. See, do you feel that roles for women who are not in their 20s have gotten better? Back in the day, an actress over 40 was immediately cast only in mother roles. No problem with that, except that there was not much to those roles. Do you feel like that's changed? Do you feel like that's got better?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's the best time to be in this industry. And I'm very lucky that still I'm able to be part of these films. And the filmmakers are exploring and making new and different subjects, which are also women-oriented films, like Piku,
True.
Kahani, and Queen, and of course English.
Yeah.
It's great.
You know, I watched an interview of yours from a few years ago, and you spoke about how you watch every film of Meryl Streep's. You enjoy watching her movies. Do you feel that the opportunities for actresses her age are better in the West than they are here?
Yeah, absolutely. But I think, as I told you, things are changing.
True, true. Now, I don't think we can complete this interview without talking about your daughter Janvi, who of course is now preparing for her big launch. We know that she's been signed for a film that Karan Johar will produce. I know you don't like talking about that, so I'm not going to ask you about her. I'm not going to ask you about the film. I'm not going to ask you about her role in the film. What I will ask you is about yourself. Does she remind you a little bit of yourself when you were younger?
Yes, yes. She is very naive and very, very affectionate, and there are many qualities I can see in her.
You started working when you were very young. Your mother was always by your side. Do you feel like times have changed a lot?
Yeah, definitely. Because on the set, every day I could see my mom standing. So now I used to feel really secure. But with Janvi, I don't think so that is going to happen. In her case, I think that will be a other way around. She will be embarrassed. She will say, "Mom, just." So I won't expect the same thing.
So
I have to change with the times.
So you're not looking forward to being the star mummy, you know, who goes to the set and says, "Baby ke liye juice lao."
No, I don't think so.
What do you feel like she's inherited from you?
Well, that you will come to know when you see her films.
Are you nervous for her? Are you know, a parent is always anxious, nervous about how my child will do. Do you?
That is very natural.
Yeah.
Because you've been protecting the child, and all of a sudden you're going to expose her.
Yeah.
So it really worries me. It's very concerned. But she is very mature. She is very strong. She is very clear in her mind what she wants to do. So I'm here to support her as a mother.
Did you pass on any words of wisdom to her?
Well, things like have to work hard.
Yeah.
No pain, no gain.
True.
And the main thing, whether it is success or failure, she is able to face that.
Right. So finally, Mom comes out on the 7th of July. There's a lot of excitement about the film. For so many of us, our favorite actress is back on the screen after 4.5 years in a Hindi film. What are you hoping from the film? What do you hope that the film will achieve? What reaction would you like to hear from the audience that will make you feel, okay, we achieved what we set out to do?
Well, the reaction for promos are very positive.
True.
So that is really, giving us very confidence. As for, it's a very simple, emotional family drama, and that's also thrilling and really touches whoever's seen the film, or even my children and my friends. It's really touching, and I'm very much sure even the audience will feel the same.
Well, cannot wait to watch the film. Thank you so much for always entertaining us, for bringing so much joy into our lives with those beautiful, fantastic performances, which even today have not lost any of their charm. Please don't take such long breaks anymore. The next time we should be chatting will be sooner rather than later. Yeah?
Sure, I'll try.
Thank you so much.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.